GST rollout on the 1st of July, several retailers have been offering big discounts to clear inventories due to the cost and processes associated with making old stocks compliant with the new indirect tax regime. Pradeep Bakshi, President and COO Unitary Products Business Group at Voltas, is joining us now to tell us the experience at his end. Mr. Bakshi, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Several retailers like, Havells and such like told us that there is a bit of an inventory cleanup, and therefore May-June sales at their end have been very tepid, very weak. Your experience?
Actually, I would like to, give this thing to two-fold. One is weather has been quite erratic this, summers. If you look at right from May, June, every second or third day there's been, a bit of showers which are cooling down and dampening the spirits of the consumers. Secondly, GST blues, of course, are there, and, especially the traders, they were a bit, uncertain about as to how things are going to shape up. As each day is passing by, things are getting more and more clearer. But nevertheless, as you know, the traders, they would like to destock their stocks. They don't want to buy unless until there are, brisk sales happening. Whenever whatever demands are coming up in, bits and pieces, they are still buying. But, sales have not been as brisk as it used to be in last few years in the summer season. Last year, April was pretty good. This year also, March and April were pretty good. When the season started, it was good. But now, May and June, especially because of two things. One is erratic weather, and secondly, of course, GST blues have been, somewhere dampening the spirits of the consumers as well as traders. You're right, destocking is happening, and therefore demand is, suffering from the brands.
Okay, Mr. Bakshi, good morning. I'm telling this from personal experience of last week. Are the discounts higher than what they normally are? I mean, that's something that, is visible right now.
Yeah, definitely discounts have been, whatever dealers are offering are higher than what they used to offer. They have gone, some of them have also gone up to 45, 50% also. Some of this is the stock clearances, which is, old stocks which are stuck up with them. Age-old inventories are getting cleared up. Simultaneously, also the stocks which are getting piled up, which are slow-moving stocks and all where they've been offering. So stocks, the discounts are going up to 50%, somewhere ranging between 30 to 50% on, model-wise and, product-wise basis. And they are trying to destock as, they don't want to get into the hassle of claiming back from, the government. And therefore, they think as far as possible, they should destock these stocks.
Okay, so because of these discounts, can we expect any kind of margin pressure on the business of Voltas? And if yes, what could the quantum be?
You see, since new buying is not taking place in, a big way, so therefore, whatever they are doing is with the old stocks only, and on the old stocks, whatever profit or revenue was to be made by the brands, it has already happened. So I don't think it is going to suffer us in a big way. And anything, whatever is new coming up, new initiative taken by Government of India, like demonetization when it happened, or remonetization, whatever you call it as. First 2-3 months they were skeptical, public was not very clear about it, but then, it has got evaporated with the times as the season picked up. And when summers started scorching, it went away. So I don't think it is going to last beyond a couple of few next months or days. So it is going to get over, and probably things will be as usual as we move forward.
No, I take your point. If the market was not beaten down by demonetization, why would it be beaten down by GST? Other than for a few months. So. That point is taken, sir. But okay, let's look at other growth impulses in your own stable. You have tied up with Arcelec. That was a $100 million venture. When does it hit your P&L? When will you actually start selling the consumer durables? And does it figure in your September 30th P&L, or will it come into your, October-December P&L?
Yeah, while, as all of you know, that we have just now got entered in a joint venture with Arcelec from Turkey, and we are actually looking at launching our products somewhere around Diwali. So I don't think, September is going to be a bit of a challenge that by September we'll start selling and all. Even if we are able to make this Diwali, it's going to be, Herculean task. We've been attempting towards that. And we will be, trying out that by Diwali we are able to launch. So actual results which you're going to see, the large sales will happen in the next couple of years. Okay. Actually, it cannot happen in next few months itself. So after the launches happen.
Sure. What is the domestic market share that Voltas is enjoying now, and has it changed compared to what it was about, say, 5-6 months ago?
Last 5 years, if you look at, we have been able to sustain our leadership. And as of today also, if you see any reports, even syndicated, researches, it shows 1 out of every 5 ACs or 4 ACs being sold today. Our market share hovers around 22 to 25% on primary and secondary sales basis. So 1 out of every 4 AC being sold today is a Voltas AC, and it has been continuing for last 5 years, right from 2011-12 onwards. So we've been able to sustain our leadership position. 1% here or there, it keeps happening, 100 basis points every month-on-month basis if you look at and try and analyze. But largely we have remained, remain leader, and we've been able to sustain our leadership position, and we'll continue to do so.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you all had a fairly big contract in the World Cup, FIFA World Cup facilities in Qatar. With this recent problem, is the money that will come in tranches get disturbed? Will it be back-ended?
You see, as far as unitary cooling product business is concerned, this is largely into the domestic environment only in India.
Okay.
So therefore, I don't think it is going to hamper any which way. Besides that, we also have, international operations based out of Middle East, where we have been dealing with, many Gulf countries. So I'm not too sure as to what exactly is, how much is it going to affect and all. As of now, things are not clearer, and I am probably not the right person to comment on that.
Okay, you were telling my colleague Anuj that the discounts have been higher than usual, but what exactly have the discounts been? You spoke about 40 to 50% discounts. Has that been across the board, or is that just in certain pockets?
As I explained, it is in certain pockets and on certain categories also. I also said, the stocks which are stuck up for larger days in the inventories of the traders, they're trying to liquidate them. Also, whatever is been lying with them for a couple of, months, this is what they are trying to discount upon, not on the new inventories which they've been buying. So I don't think, this discount is flowing from the brands, but the destocking is happening at the traders' place mainly because of skepticism as to how would they go about, claiming back their refunds from the government of India.
Okay. Mr. Bakshi, any inorganic moves that Voltas is planning?
You would have seen, just now we have entered into joint venture last year, year and a half before. We have also introduced air coolers in our category. So I think we need to deal with these product categories first before we get into any other inorganic, growth or venture. As of now, we'd like to limit ourselves, and we'd like to focus on the categories which we have planned for introduction.
All right, sir. We will leave it at that. Mr. Bakshi, it's always a pleasure.